one area of work that I do, and which I don't know how many other people do, but is to listen, is to speak and listen. Yeah. So doing an exercise is one thing because it's all this from me out. Yeah. And I just speak in exercise. Yeah. But I say, okay, now let's just not just speak out, but speak so that when you're speaking, there's a kind of circular which is going and coming back to the ears, and you're listening to yourself and you're listening to your voice, and can you become interested in your voice? Can you listen to it in such a way that you don't judge it as, oh, that's horrible, or but rather you listen for the nuance, and you listen for, yeah, the potential for strength, or the strength that is there already. And yes, it's building the listening sense, which will, yeah, give the person more a sense for what they're capable of. And when they begin to hear what they're capable of, they gain the confidence. And it goes hand in hand, I'd say, with greater skill. So, for instance, in sports, football, any sport, yeah, people talk about touch time, and they say, well, you can't really progress or excel unless you have increased touch time, which means on the field, or having more to do with the ball or whatever. I grew up playing ice hockey, so I could, even in the summertime, I was always with a hockey stick, even with a tennis ball outside, and that gave me a lot when I went back on the ice in the winter, because it's a skill acquisition. And the same thing here, and I again emphasize, is that through the touch time, or through the doing exercises in your home, and again, I stress like 10 minutes a day, something that's regular. It's like playing an instrument, musical instrument. You have to put in the time, and you develop the skill. But through that, you develop a skill in speaking, and that increases confidence, and it has a global effect on confidence, because again, it's the inner experience, and if you're listening to yourself, it's how you're relating to yourself. And speaking is so tied up with our sense of self that, yeah, when I do something for myself, I feel good. Yeah, that's and when I can experience myself gaining in a skill, gaining in the ability to speak more clearly, be understood better, stop my mumbling. Yeah, these sorts of areas having to do with not just speech, they can also have a global effect on confidence building.